like I've met a woman who had a child, and the child stank, to be honest, needed nappy changing. So I bought the child some nappies, and I bought some wipes, and I got some food for both of them, and I did that because I didn't want to give her money, basically, because she asked for money, and I said I won't give you money, and I asked her if I could help her go and find some authorities to talk to her about it with. She didn't seem so keen. I think that's because she wasn't from the country, or she didn't speak much English, so she didn't. So that article's kind of talking about those sort of scenarios when I've met people who are in dire need of help, and then so many people walk past. So many people on that street, can I have your help? No, no one was helping her out, and she couldn't believe that someone actually bought her something. So it's all about kind of how we can try and think about helping each other out.
How are you funding what you do?
Well, I'm a student,
so
this is my student loan. That's how I'm getting funding at the moment, is through the Reveal Award, which is £500, which I haven't spent yet. I want to spend on equipment that I need.
Could you just scroll down so you can see the engagement?
Yep. This is basically how I plan to answer these questions. This engagement's all about talking to people. This can be via gifting, which I've been doing, or just interviewing people on the street, sending letters. I'm in the process of writing a letter to Marks and Spencer's, questioning their marketing. Specifically, a video they've got online of a young girl saying Christmas for a young girl is about being pretty and smelling nice, which I didn't really agree with. So. Talking about engaging with these companies who are telling us what the perfect gifts are. The research, I've been reading Lewis Hyde, who is the most renowned gift guy, or he's an anthropologist. He talks a lot about Western, and I don't know what the right age to call it, but medieval kind of how we used to gift in England before the monarchy and before capitalism and industrialism. There's a tale about a Scottish family. A woman, she has some daughters, and she says, "Please, can you leave home?" Oh no, it's time for her to leave home. She gives her some bread, and she says, "I'm giving you this with love. Please enjoy your life. You can have the big bit or you can have the little bit. If you have the big bit, then let me think. If you have the big bit, then you'll be greedy, but you will have more food with you. If you take the smaller bit, then that's how much you need. So there'll be more for the rest of the family when you leave." The first daughter goes away, takes the big bit. She bumps into some birds along the way. These animals and birds ask her, "Could we have some of your food? We're really hungry." She refuses to, and then she goes further along. She comes to her first job, which is to be a lookout at night for a hotel, and she has to stay awake. She falls asleep, gets eaten by the animals. Then the second daughter goes along and does the same thing, takes the larger piece, and the third daughter comes along, takes the smaller piece, goes to the animals, shares out the bread, goes to do the final job, and is kept awake by the animals rather than eaten by the animals. So it's all about trying to give back to where you get your sources. In Papua New Guinea, which is behind the map, I'll show you the map now. The map, behind the map idea, there's a place called the Kula Ring, which is about 18 islands in Papua New Guinea, and in these 18 islands they have these gifts that are made from bone and shells. They are necklaces and bracelets, and they go around these 18 islands within 2 years, gifting to each other. So it's a big part of like society to gift. So this is the letter I was talking to you about. This is the map. The map hasn't been hasn't been that popular, as you can see. People don't seem to find time to do it. And you've got a few dotted around. Zoom in. You can read. Basically, how it works is when you get given a gift, you can go onto this page and you can mark it. So at the moment, it says there's 8 people who've signed the map so far. So there's Lottie, Hannah, Shelter Me From the Rain, John Cabot's song that I sang for someone, more rain. I planned to have, the last couple of weeks, I'm meant to actually be in Norwich right now, but because of because of illness and this exhibition, I've had to come back, basically.
So the plan is that you'll be here in about 10 days' time, isn't it?
And I'll be here for a week. During this week, and here will be an exhibition of all of the materials that I've gathered so far of me gifting people, as well as a place where you can make gifts. So I'll be bringing in all local made sources stuff. Mainly going to be rubbish, to be honest, from the streets, because they have cardboard recycling day on the streets, and you just see the street filled with cardboard. So it'll probably be a lot of cardboard and some glitter and stuff I'm going to be getting. There's going to be a booth where you can make your own video for people, if you want to make your video for someone. And then I'll be in the streets gifting people, so if it's raining or snowing, I'll be out there doing something, either with an umbrella. If it's cold, I might be walking around with like a hot water bottle and a duvet or something.
There'll be a local map in here as well.
Yeah, there'll be a local map where you can mark specifically Bridgewater streets, so it's a lot easier for people to do that.
Do you mind if, I think it's a brilliant idea. I really do. I think what you're doing is fantastic. Do you mind if I link your site up with our social media work?
Of course not.
So people can find you?
No, I don't mind at all.
Later.
But this is the kind of a pilot scheme that part of my degree called it's a contextual inquiry project, and my context is the gift, but it's something I want to expand on after university. So I'll be hoping to do sort of week-long residencies like I'm doing in Bridgewater, like all over the country, and then everyone marking the map.
Jake, can I ask, the degree that you're studying, it's with UE?
It's with University College Falmouth. It used to be Dartington.
And is it fine art?
No, it's writing with visual art as a minor.
Right.
So what?
Do you see your work as an artist? I mean, I can see where the art is, but for an audience that perhaps can't, can you sort of somehow contextualise your work alongside other artists? Sort of perhaps similar. Some of the people that might have inspired you.
I guess I saw people in Davida Hewlett, I don't know if you know, just community artist. Then there's Martin Creed's post. I can't remember. Let me have a think.
And Susan Lacey herself, in mapping the terrain, she mentions to seek for the good and to make it matter, not to merely interpret or retranslate things, but actually to make things matter. I think what you're actually doing is, it might be interesting for you to look at some of Susan's work. Susan Lacey.
Okay.
It's a key text, mapping the terrain, but certainly what you're doing is both, has a high degree of art involved in it, but you're actually making it matter, which is at the core of what they call socially engaged art practice. So, I admire what you're doing. I think it's fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess my main inspirations are like the Yes Men and Mark Thomas, kind of political artists who work with responding to like what's happening. So at the moment I'm responding to the recession basically, and how people can cope with it. So that's kind of my main influences, and a lot of my influences end up being not artists but people. Just I guess they are artists. Everyone's an artist. They're like who's the lady I read about the other day? Lorna Marshall. Lorna Marshall is a anthropologist who works in South Africa, and she worked with people with famine and thirst. And one of the stories I read about her is she went to open some water for herself in a cup, and then a swarm of bees stormed at her because they were so thirsty, that the bees were that thirsty. They wanted to get them a drink, so she went and got a bucket of water and then made little rafts, so that because they all kept drowning themselves, she made little rafts so that they could all drink the bees could drink the water. But I thought it was fabulous, which I think is art. If someone filmed that would be art. So
also, you're not reacting cynically, are you, at all, to the things that you're commenting on?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really rare. You talk about Mark Thomas and some of the other kind of artists that have influenced you. They react quite cynically to the socio or political environment that they're in at the time. You're not really doing that, and that's really commendable.
I realised that the reason I don't do that is because I'd be a hypocrite. Number one, because it's impossible to not be a capitalist in a capitalist society. You can't. I was reading a text about does gifting exist in the UK. It's basically a whole article about a gift. The gift doesn't exist because you have to pay for everything. Everything is about money in the UK. You can't walk through the street without having an identity, and to have an identity you need money. That's kind of what the article says, on basic terms. So I kind of try and avoid criticising any. Well, I do criticise some things, but a lot of the time I just say, well, this is what people do, and maybe we could try and do it this way as well, not take away this, because people need jobs, and there's no point everyone suddenly going on strike and the whole country going to a halt. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
No, I think it's really interesting. Anybody got any more questions for Jake? Do come and support the show. You know, Jake will be here for a week from, what's the date of it? 13th of December. And that's the Reveal Innovation Award.